Get up.
Me both. We live now, but give me and you both. Hey, hey, we live. It's on air. It's unscripted. So, hey, once again, it is
Rough
Sunday
night.
night, 7:30 ish, and we are back live in the man cave. Been a while since we all been connected, so we excited for that. Excited for a good show. We got the All State PG. We got the All State coach. I am Coach Barnes. What's going on with y'all, fellas?
Good
Happy
morning.
Coach.
And the three of us are Polk Hoops. We are your number one source for Polk County and Florida high school basketball, man. We appreciate y'all tapping in, rocking with us tonight, man. We do not take it for granted. We do appreciate y'all, man. All the respect and support as we try to do the best we can to help these kids, help these programs, man. Just shine a light on Polk County basketball. That's what we've been doing. That's what we'll continue to do. And so, PG, I know you've been away for a little while. I don't know if you got anything in your Tuma's tape, but if you do, you got it, boss man.
Um, are we in a state of emergency as not a state like when I say state of emergency, I'm talking about in general of all basketball. And Billy D, I think you would be much stronger to answer this question. Um, NBA players and their kids' skill development has taken over, and is that a concern or for our regular kids who are not part of that culture to to get in the gym and train and work even harder? Because it seems like the level that those kids are on and where they're going, you don't hear about too many of our kids like when we growed up, like the T Max, the Stoudemire's, those type of kids who wasn't NBA kids. Like, are we in a culture change, and what can we do to help our kids who don't have the resources that they have?
It's definitely a culture change, Toomer. It's the way of life right now. It's not only basketball, bro. It's football and baseball and all the other sports too. Do you do you? I know you in your algorithms as long as mine, as well as mine. You see all these videos of kids training now, and it's not only basketball, bro. It's all sports. And my thing is, like, the game has evolved. You know what I'm saying? And we have to evolve with it. Back when we came through, the emphasis on training wasn't very high as it is now, but it is extremely important. You got to keep up with the times. You have to put in the work in order to perform efficiently. And are you putting in that work? My thing is resources. I definitely understand everybody, especially we talking about Polk County kids, might not have the resources, especially money wise, in order to like get a trainer. But I tell you what, they put everything on YouTube and the internet. You know what I'm saying? So why not go find a video and ask your coach to open the gym and train from that? It's not stopping you. You know what I'm saying? You still can get there, but what type of work ethic do you have to get there? Like I said, people put everything on the internet now. You still can train and get quality instruction. It may not be direct instruction because you might can't afford it, but you have to them. You got to put in that extra work.
Yeah.
Especially, we talking about like the middle high school kids is pretty much done. You know what I'm saying? Especially you talking about middle high school kids getting D1 scholarships. Those are far and in between right now. If a coach look up and maybe see you at one of the live periods, or you have a great game in travel ball, they may be able to put you on the radar. But those middle kids are not getting those offers anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's the high level kids. You know what I'm saying? In those, and we talking about like 4 and 5 star, you're gonna get seen, you're gonna get picks, scholarships. You talking about these 3-star kids? You know what I'm saying? They not getting as many offers as they did back, from when we came through until now. You know what I'm saying? We used to see kids that was only received one offer or wasn't recruited, and then they go to D1 and like blow up. That's not happening as often anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like they really gotta work their way through. It's a process. But as far as the game
Can
is,
we catch up to those kids? Is it possible to catch up to those kids, or like, cause like there's no, it's just different. You know what I'm saying? Like I sent you guys the YouTube video this morning of Rajon Rondo's kid. He's 7th grade, and he looked like he can play, and he could be the best top 3 kids in this county.
probably could, you know. But at the same time, he probably get up working out. You know what I'm saying? He probably work out sometime during the afternoon. He probably work out before he goes to bed. Um, how
Yeah,
many kids in the
is that
county?
that's my point. How do we get our kids to believe in that? Because our kids are so like our kids and parents, it seems they're more on the believe part, like, hey, my kid's a D1 player, but they don't understand the work ethic. Like, what can we do? Like, do we show them those films as coaches? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a coach, but as the coaches inside the culture, like, when do the reality kick in, and what expectations do you do? Like I can remember in 10th grade, Scott sitting me down saying, hey, do you want to be a college basketball player? Here, this is what you got to do. Now, when you're saying you want to play at that level, like how do you what do you prepare? Like even you, how do you prepare your girls to say, hey, how many Tiffany Hayes have you had since Tiffany left? Like how many girls have y'all had go Power 5 top 10 school? What does it take?
We have had a few go Power 5, but I'm telling you what you can do as a parent, if that's what your kids' aspiration, that's what your aspirations are.
Yeah,
In middle school, you need to take them, you know what I'm saying, and go ahead and visit these programs. You know what I'm saying? They have open practices. You know what I'm saying? You're able to talk and communicate with coaches through email, Twitter, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? A great thing about Winter Haven basketball, especially girls, kids come back in the gym that has been at those levels, and they share with them what it takes to get there.
got
You
you.
know, and even on the boy side, Isaac and JP, since they've been home, they've been in the gym every day, and they continue to work. They work out with those kids. You know what I'm saying? They work out with those kids, so those kids are able to see that. Winter Haven girls, they come back, they have open runs, and boy, they open runs is no like I'm gonna take it easy on the babies. No, ain't none of that. They
Yeah,
be going after it. But I think you got to put them in the position to talk and see it for themselves. There's all kind of stuff on the internet about podcasts, not only ours, but other podcasts, other videos and stuff about people telling you what it takes to get there. We only can share the information, but
yeah,
in the end, but they got to do it. You know what I'm saying? My thing is you sacrifice for everything else. If it's something that I wanted monetarily, then I got a budget for it. I got to cut out some of the things that I may enjoy doing, but let me cut it out, the sacrifice, in order for me to, you know, get this whatever I have my eyes set on, a car or something else. Like, bro, it takes sacrifices, and people are not willing to sacrifice these days, especially the kids. They're not willing to sacrifice getting up early in the morning to work out, bro. They rather sleep. You know what I'm saying? Or rather do something else, hang out with their friends, or be on social media instead of putting that work in. You know what I'm saying?
got you. Great points. I like the idea what you said about coaches even taking them to college coach to those big Power 5 practices so they can see it.
Hmm.
All right. Well, that was a two take. Good combo. Good combo. Coach, while you got the flow, I don't know if you got anything in your coach's corner, but if you do, um, the floor is yours, sir.
All right, so we at the end of June, which is kind of ends the high school um month, and now kids are going back to their travel team. And then, Coach, you was able to see the live period here in Florida and in Georgia. What is the state of Florida basketball to the rest of the country right now in you guys' eyes?
Well, to piggyback on the conversation y'all was just having, what can coaches do to open the kids' eyes? I think, and everybody budget is different. Everybody's, athletic department is different, I guess. But if you can get your kids to a live period, specifically in Georgia, seeing is believing, because what you think you are and who you think you are as a basketball player in Polk County in the summer league and travel ball, you come to that thing in Georgia, and it it it's a whole different story. It's real basketball. You get to see what high level Power Five, what it looks like physically. Get to see it as far as, and then you get to watch it play. I was in the lobby, and I was just kind of waiting, because it was the break between our teams playing. So I was just in the lobby, just kind of hanging out, writing stuff, whatever. And it was school. And I kind of told y'all this. I know, told me this morning. It was a school called Will. It's a school, Wheeler, from Atlanta, Wheeler High School. They were in the lobby, like, the kids like warming up,
Yeah,
stretching,
the
putting this
feeling
stuff.
fine on that.
Yeah. And it was this little kid. He was like, little guard. And he had this guy, I don't know if it was dad, training, whatever, but he was out there before the game. Like, he had like a little resistance band around his chest. And the kid was like doing little sprints in the hallway. I mean, in the little lobby area. He out there with the resistance band. He doing all this stuff with his back and his legs. And I'm sitting there like, man, I said, this shit better be fine. All this he doing, the team had went in. The rest of the team had went in the gym. He was still out there. He still had there like 5, 10 more minutes doing this stuff. So I finally went in the gym, and they was playing. They was playing on the court 5 is the main court in Georgia. Like, that's the way the big boy games at. But and they was playing Zephyr Hills Christian, who Zephyr Hills Christian ain't Zephyr Hills Christian. I mean, but anyway, it's he on the team, and he the PG, he the point guard. And I'm looking at him, and I was like, I watched him for about 5 minutes. Like, okay, I see why he was at. I mean, cause it was a whole different level. But it's like, my point is, he was doing all that stuff right before the game. So, like, little stuff like, how many of our kids, they walk in with and I ain't no knock on our kids. So they walk in with their Crocs on, they kind of got their book bag, they take the shoes off, they may stretch a little bit, and then they go hoop, right? But even the whole preparation from this kid for a game was different than I've seen Polk County kids. Nothing against our kids, but we don't know what we don't know. So my thing is, you get them out there and see it. So it was, for me, it was great for Arbondale, for Discovery, for Santa Fe, and for Bartow to be in that for those kids. Because most all the teams got young kids, especially Bartow got young kids, and so does Santa Fe. So to be able to see that, and then Arbondale got kids, senior kids, but they haven't been in that environment. So just to see it. So, but if you asking how we compete, I mean, Bartow went 4-0, Arbondale went 3-1, Santa Fe went 4-0, and I forget what Discovery. They was 1-2, and they had a game today. I didn't see how they did today, so they either was 1-3 or 2-2. So I just think that we're, like you kind of said, I think we're a little top heavy right now.
Because you segue into the local, but you was able to see more teams from Florida too. So How
And
does the
then
state
in
stack up?
Florida, see, this is the thing though, Coach. In Georgia, every state champion from Florida was in the Georgia Live. In Florida, they all wasn't there. So there was some good teams in the Florida one, but it was, you had some top teams, but you didn't have the ones that be at the White House every year. So how did we do it? We did pretty good for the most part in Florida also. So I would say we kind of right in the middle. Right, we're not. I don't think we're in the top. We definitely not in the bottom. So I think we kind of right in the middle right now. So after what I've seen compared to the rest of the state, so we not like you said. What you said other week is an emergency. It's a all hands on deck time. I don't think it's that. I think we're in better shape than that. But I would say middle of the pack if you had asked me. We middle of the pack with what I've seen, what I saw in Florida and Georgia.
But Florida performed well up there overall.
Overall, Florida performed well. Zephyrus Christian performed well. Stranahan, Gibbs was Gibbs going to be different than they have been. Aquinas looked good. River Beach, all the state champs, and they pass the eyeball test and they walk in. They looking face to face with these people. So I would say our top level Florida teams that's not in Polk County, we right on top. We right there with them. And Polk County, I would say if you asking Polk County versus Florida, I would say we kind of like middle of the pack, but we're not at the bottom of the barrel.
I think one thing is, first of all, the nation needs to start recognizing us as a basketball state also. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, we're great in football, but it's been a lot of talent and athletes come out of the state of Florida too in basketball. And I think everybody's on notice when it comes to that. Two, when it comes to Polk County versus everyone else, we don't always have the intangibles, the measurables, because we don't always have the measurables in Polk. Like it's up and down when we get, kids that look like basketball players, kids that are long compared to, like down south. Down south they keep kids that are long, you know what I'm saying, from that 6'6" and above. You know what I'm saying? It seems like every year, teams have those type of kids. We don't have that every year in and year out in these programs where we having those type of kids. But at the same time, that's where our Polk County reputation got to come into play, where we're playing tough, we play hard, we getting after people on defense. We don't let that be an obstacle on the reason why we don't compete at a high level.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that about measurables. So Saturday morning watching Santa Fe and just watching how Toby just took over the game. So sitting there and me, McGriff, Coach Austin, and Jay Fraud, who is from Bartow, but he's at Wofford now. And it was coach from Lander. We were all kind of there watching, talking and chit chatting and whatnot. And Toby might have scored like 7 or 8 baskets in a row. Like they came out sluggish, and Coach Blicker put him off the ball and had him he started running like sets for him as opposed to him setting the offense. And he scored, like I said, like 6, 7, and he had assists in about 3 or 4 others. So about 11 possessions in a row, he either scored it or he impacted the person scoring. And so the coaches was raving about him, defensively and one, just want to know, can he shoot it consistent? But then he hit them shots. And so he was like, okay, well, we see that he can. But it was a good comparison that McGriff had made, and I didn't even think about it. I'm sure y'all had neither, maybe, but you like, Coach, and coach also said it too. I wish people could just see a kid production, see how they play as opposed to looking at their measurables. You don't look at the fact of how this kid can play because of his measurables. But then McGriff counter was what Nova just won back to back national championships, and that guard looked just like Toby. He's the same size as Toby. So somebody took a chance on him, right? But it's just to your point, and that's my thing. Like even with the Georgia live period is so different than the one in Florida, coach. It's like they're not even like on the same level comparison wise as far as how they have the gym set up and how they got it set up so the college coaches can see the kids. So, and even having it in Gainesville, we spoke to a couple of people while I was there, like, what can Florida do better, can make this more like appealing so those state powerhouses will stay in Florida and then the coaches will come, and so like you said, I think we gotta change the product somewhat to change the perception. I don't know if that makes sense. Like we gotta put more into what we're presenting for them because the easy thing is gonna be with football state. We care more about football. We ain't really got hoopers like that, at least just down south. But like you said, we got hoopers all across the state, especially here in the county. But are we presenting a product that them coaches are going to say, okay, let me go down here, or I'm just going to wait to go to Georgia week 2, as opposed to if it's me, I'm putting everything I got into week 1 so that I'm not in competition with Georgia. And even coaching, we talking about it's in Gainesville right now. Wouldn't it make more sense? Maybe, sort of. I don't know. To have it in Orlando. It's easy to get to Orlando. It's more stuff going on. Obviously, Orlando could be a better comparison to Atlanta. Some people they hear Atlanta, that's just it. But I just think if we put a better product to make it look like we put some effort into it, we can start to change the mentality that we just all we care about is football. I think that, like you said, I think that's our problem. So then a kid like Toby, or another kid that's great production but don't have the measurables, they never get a shot because people not gonna come. They're not gonna cross the state line to come see him. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know to answer your question, but that's kind of one of the biggest takeaways I got from both of them.
I think the biggest thing with a kid, like a Toby, like the questions that would have been asked in the past. I don't know if they still ask these type of questions about the kid because obviously he's the best point guard in our county. What does he do great, and how does he manage, and how does his production against bigger guards? So, like, I mean, you guys probably have seen him more, but if it's 2 questions you would I could see someone asking, it would be what does he do that's great, and then how does he manage to be great against bigger size guards? I haven't seen him ever struggle, but you can tell when we watched them play. Was it Olympia? Who they played at Santa Fe
Just now,
when we all was there?
was that Olympia? It might have been Olympia. Let's go with that.
No, was it Olympia or was it Windermere?
Windermere had the bigger size guards. And what did he do great? And then the shooting, like you said, watching that kid from Nova, I only seen him play one time. Defensively, he changes the game. So that might be something that Toby has to do even better. How does he change the game? I don't know. He's getting offers, right?
He's got a couple, yes, sir.
Yeah, but when you
Hopefully,
really look at
the way he plays,
it's just that's the 2 questions that are going to be asking. Like you said, can he shoot the ball? Can he shoot the ball well? But what does he do great? And then how does he handle against big guards when you're saying evenly matched of college basketball players?
Well, to your point, Coach Blicker, me and Coach, that's a good point, PG. I talked when I was in the Florida one. I was talking to Billy D, and he was like, he first thing he said was the floor, like the same thing you just said. That floor is not the best, and that's I mean even that comparison, looking at the floor of the one in Gainesville and the one in Georgia, it's just and like I say the way the coaches is not to me it's like they got one big circle in the middle, and that's where the coach is at, and then they got the games everywhere else. When in Georgia they got the fans right behind the teams, and they got the coaches on the other side. They got somewhere for the coaches to sit for every game where they kind of away from the people. So they ain't got to, really be bothered. Not necessarily saying they want to be bothered, but I know I counted over 20 something teams that watched Bartow versus Pembroke Pines. I don't know who they was there to see, but they got to see them kids. It was about 5 or 6, 8 coaches that watching the Santa Fe game that early, the 10 o'clock game. It was about 30 coaches watching Discovery play against North Dakota. It was about 10 or 12 that watched Arbondale play Gibbs. But they were you didn't have to like look for them. Now the marquee games like Will and Zephyr Hills Christian, it was over 100 coaches. It was like the first year we did the alumni. Remember how they was all around? Or even last year when we was at Polk like that night when it was semifinals. That's how they were around around the court. And then they had a point for the coach, like I said, coaches. And I'm talking about this ain't like Salem University. Like these like Power Five, and I saw head coaches. I saw the head coach for Georgia Tech. I saw the head coach for LSU. I ain't see assistants, but some coaches, some of them I saw multiple, like Styles was there. And you can't buy that, coach. And you can't tell me that with what we got in Florida, nothing against Alachua County, but I just think sometimes we have to look out for what we're trying to do. We're trying to get these college coaches here to see these kids. So we got to make this stuff make sense for them. And if I got to fly into Orlando, or I got to fly into Tampa, and then I got to drive to Gainesville, man, please. That defeat the whole purpose. Like, what we talking
first
about?
of all, the person that runs it lives in Gainesville. I remember him when he used to coach at Bullholes. So I'm pretty sure it's more of a convenience thing for him. But at the same time, I have to tip my hat off for him getting it started. But now we got to look at what's going to make it better.
We got to get some help, coach.
He got to get some help. You know what I'm saying? Because
you got to get some help. Coach, I learned this weekend just by talking to people and listening. Coach, they have like 8 people that help set up the Georgia one. They have a committee.
Mm-hmm.
So ain't one person trying to do it. They lining up the team. They calling other states and calling contacts to make sure they get, okay, who your best teams in your state. We want to make sure we give them, match up people that's comparable. And it's not one person sitting there like Ichabod doing everything. I don't care how good you is. You need help. You can't see everything. It's no harm in asking for input. Whether you choose to use it or not is on you. But my understanding is the guy's he got it started. It's his thing, and he's not as willing to open it up. He opened up to a select few, and it's very select and it's very small as opposed to the Georgia people. Like, hey man, so you can't do this. Okay, they making arrangements. They making, for example, Oak Ridge. I guess they couldn't. One year they could only play 2 games. So they said something to the Florida people, and the guy was like, well, no, you got to play 4, whatever. The guy was like, all right, whatever. Said the same thing to the Georgia people. All right, we'll work in. We'll fit you in. So it's like, because who are we really? If Oak Ridge got that's the year Oak Ridge had that all-star team. Mm-hmm. Do you not want that all-star team in the gym? Because if they come, coaches coming.
Exactly.
It's coaches like who we doing this for? Like, if you trying to get the kids are gonna bring the coaches, which is the whole point of the event in the first place. So I just think that's the disconnect that I learned in these last 2 weeks? And I'm sure you know a lot more than I do. But that's what I learned in the last 2 weeks
And
about
coach,
it.
they got that little booklet with all the kids' information, all the team information. Coach, they selling that thing for $200-$300 a pop. You know what I'm saying? So every college coach that come in here and they register, they get that. That's like $300. You know what I'm saying? And then, all right. So like you talking about the product. Like, I do like for the boys that they had a refereeing camp where you trying to attract the best referees. Like it should be set up as if it's a real game. You know what I'm saying? Like I think for the boys they had like a running clock too. Like why are we having a running clock?
Coach,
Why can't it be a real game?
Coach in Georgia, they stopped the clock.
Exactly, I know it's a real game.
I mean, I know you know, and if it's and one, I mean, you got to shoot the free throw. Now, if you they're making it more like you say, they got officials getting but they're making it more. You know what I'm saying? And I know you know this, but it's like, so I'm saying, so why don't we, coach it in the one in Florida? They give you this big old lanyard, right? In Georgia, you get like a little wristband, a gray wristband. How much I spent on that gray wristband? How much I spent on that lanyard? It's a whole lot more, right? And it's glossy. Coach, it was cheaper for me to get in to the Georgia one than the one in Florida. I paid less to get in Georgia than Florida. So, and I ain't knocking Florida. I'm just saying if we're trying to compete, we gotta be willing to look at our product and see how we can make it better. Because the reality is everybody can't make it to Atlanta. And I'm being biased for more of our teams can get this type of exposure. Everybody, whatever your financial situation is, whatever your situation is, everybody can get there. Coach, there's no reason why we only have 4 teams. But that might be the only situation where those 4 could make it happen. We had 3 and 1 in Florida. But I just think, why can't we have 8, 9, especially if you want to go. Now, if you just don't want to go, or if you don't feel like your team is competitive, okay. But if you feel like you got a decent team that can benefit from that, and you just can't make Atlanta go, you transportation, hotels, food. I mean, that's a lot of money in the summertime. You just your budget may not be for that. So if
but
we
Coach,
in Orlando,
going on up there though, Coach. It's been going on for years up there. Why not just go ahead and just set your budget? Hey, we going to Atlanta. We got to make X amount of money, even like during the season or a fundraiser or whatever. Like I'm pretty sure Coach Blicker already has that on his radar. He know he's going to Atlanta next year. He's got to have X amount of dollars, and he does things to make sure that they have it. Like start planning now. You can't wait till the last minute. You know what I'm saying? Start planning now. And like I said, Florida, we always playing catch up. Why are we always playing catch up? Why can't we be pioneers to this? You know what I'm saying? Like I hate that floor. Like I lost a kid to an ACL on that floor last year, and we refused to let her play this year. Second thing is, like I said, we had a running clock. Next thing was we only had 2 refs. Why can't it be 3 refs? You know what I'm saying? Next thing is Florida, we're gonna have a shot clock next year in the playoffs. They had a shot clock in Gainesville, but a lot of the referees don't even know the rules. A lot of the coaches don't even know the rules. You have people yelling about 5-second counts and whatever. There is no 5-second count when there's a shot clock. You know what I'm saying? So why not use it to put us in situations where we get experience in those situations? It changes strategy, coach. It changes a lot when you know there's a shot clock. And then again, referees got to get used to that, especially if you're not a college ref. You got to give them experience in that too.
Yeah. And Coach Blicker, I'm aware that it's invite on. That's my push, my selfish push, I guess, for Polk County, I guess, for trying to improve the Florida product. Because I know it's invite only in Georgia, and you probably stand a much better chance of getting into the Florida one than the Georgia one because it's invite only. Because it's Florida based, we're gonna put priority over our Florida teams, over out of state teams. But you will have some out of state teams come in just for that balance, and so that's what I meant by Coach Blicker. Yes, sir. And because everybody ain't gonna get invited, but then if we got a good product in Florida, not saying it's better than Georgia, but it's comparable, then we got a better chance of getting more of our teams in than because the it would be it's primarily Florida based, so you're gonna show priority to your Florida team. So you may have because like I know the Georgia one, it's a limited amount of Florida teams they let in, a limited amount of North Carolina, Alabama, a limited amount of teams outside of Georgia that they let in. So it's primarily Georgia teams, but it's enough Florida teams, enough out of state teams that make it, give it some balance and some variety. And I just think we could if we put some time into it, like I say, we behind, but I think we could our product could be comparable. I think, and maybe I'm just foolish. Maybe I'm starry eyed. Maybe I see stuff that ain't there. But I think we could be much more comparable than we are right now because we got Florida. I mean, we're Florida. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I said and Coach Blicker, I don't know that for sure, but I wouldn't surprise me.
No,
Because
and I think
they was all up there. They was all up there with you.
And I think
I
the
mean,
second one need to be tailored towards D2, NAIA, JUCO. You know what I'm saying? If you know a lot of programs are not coming, try to get the D2 programs to come. Try to get the NAIA programs to come. You know what I'm saying? You can do something to get them out. Maybe you have to lower the price a little bit on that booklet. You know?
Coach.
yes, sir.
Ain't no D2 want to be in no gym watching no D2 recruit D2 giving transfer portal, coach. I was just gonna ask y'all that my mic kept me. I was on mute. This seems like is Gainesville all just a moneymaker?
That's what I think. Now I don't know enough about it, but just me looking at Gainesville
Because why they
and
do 2 weeks
Georgia and
in
the
a row?
conversations I had yesterday with people and just listening to people talk.
Everyone will get in the first session, Tumor. The
Okay.
first session, you gotta once you apply, they'll approve you getting in. The second one is Florida only. So if you want to go to that one, pretty much they let you in. But the first one is not like that.
Gotcha.
And so,
And for
what you,
girls they'll let anybody in, but they do a great job matching up the best teams with each other. But
and
like I said, we just behind. It is a money grab. It was an attempt to, like, hey, Georgia got this going on. Let's try to get something together. But now we're here. Now it's been up there for a few years. Let's figure out a way to make it better. We got to improve it. We can't stay the same.
because what's going to happen is like what Coach Blicker just said. He even talked to talking to at least one other coach, Polk County coach. They're gonna start not going to the Florida one, coach, because it's the loyalty. The first one is loyal, but if it don't make sense, I know it's a few Florida teams that go out to Arizona. And I'm listening to one of the coaches was telling one of our coaches, Coach, you fooling yourself by dealing with Florida. The dude said I'd never go to the Florida one. This a Florida coach. This one of the teams that won state. So he'll never go to he'll never go to Florida. He'll go to Arizona. I guess they have one somewhere else that's big, but Arizona got a big one the first week. And them people talking about leaving the state. So you got our best teams, you got the Bartos, you got Santa Fe's, they gonna start freezing the people out. So we're not gonna even be sending our best Polk County teams there because you wanna get something out of it. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying, what's the point? Okay, Coach Johnson can come. He coached for Lake Gibson, so he said all he saw was St. Leo in Gainesville. And St. Leo, what, 10 minutes from Gainesville? Not really, but you get the point. Come on, man. And that's the other thing. They doing paper pencil stats in Florida. Yeah. These people doing computerized stuff. They got an app. As soon as the game over with, the stats is on this app. You download the app, you can see the stats. I mean, why are we doing paper and pencil in 2025 with all this technology? Like, you can't. I don't know. Like I said, we're not. I'm not personally. It's just me. I'm not bashing the Florida one. I'm just saying what I just saw in Georgia. Come on, man. We can do better. And if we're doing this for the sake of these kids and these programs, we it should be a priority to do better. We shouldn't just be like, all right, we gave you a live period, we gave you two, since you was asking about it. So be happy that's what you got. And that's kind of the
Yeah.
energy I got. We gave you, you've been asking for it, you've been complaining about it, so we gave you one. So be happy that you got something because you ain't got to have nothing. Like you saying, I applaud the guy for getting it going because it wasn't nothing in his space. So that's great, but how can we make it better, especially when we know that better is possible? That's my thing. You know it's possible because you can just cross the state line and see it's possible. So if you thought if it was just what you was doing, that was just it, then okay. But you know better is possible. So why not try to do better if we're trying to do what's right for the sake of the kids and the program. That's my soapbox. That's my soapbox. So anyway, that's a good conversation, man. Real good conversation. So, Coach, you yeah, exactly. Coach Phillips, Miss Phillips. We in the point now where I mean you write stuff down during the season, but summer ball, and that goes into the point. You sent us a video, Coach, and um, the role, your take on this, the role of the high school coach versus the role of the AAU coach. And I listened to what you said. And I think the guy said the role of the high school coach is player development, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the role of the AAU coach is to get them the offers. Period.
Put them on the platform.
Put them on
Yes,
the
sir.
platform. So, do you agree? The role of the high school coach is strictly player development. The role of the AAU coach is strictly to put them in position and get them the offers.
I won't say strictly like 100%, but it's up there on how that relationship should work. Like it is because the high school coach has more time with them, right? You get majority of from basically from September because you have team camps going on from like September to March, right?
Right.
If you playing in the state tournament, so you playing from September to March, so they're not with the AAU coach during that time. So who are they with to get better? So it is on that individual kid, those parents, and that high school coach for skill development. There are some great AAU travel ball coaches that do well with skill. You know what I'm saying? And kids may continue to go to that coach and get their skill development too. Yes, but the job of their travel ball program is to give them the opportunity, put them on the platform to be seen by those coaches on what we just talked about. Strictly.
PG, did you hear the question, PG?
No, what was the question again?
Okay, the role of the high school coach versus the AAU coach. The role of the high school coach is player development. The role of the AAU coach is to get the kid offers. Do you agree or disagree? That's how it is or should be.
No, I mean it's probably something that's happening, but AU coaches, that's strictly a financial game to me. That's how I always see it. That's kind of why I walked away from coaching it.
So you
Uh,
don't think that AAU coach should, so the role of high school coach is player development and getting the kid offers?
I don't necessarily know if like it's the AU coach that needs to get the offer. I mean, with the exposure, is that what we're saying? For like because of the
Yeah,
time
you putting them in position.
time
Yeah,
frame.
yeah.
Yeah, I think now. Yeah, I would say yeah they need to get them out to where they're competing against the best of the best to where as AAU coaches they're seeing the exposure. They're knowing where the college coach is going to be at during the time that they're not in season. The toughest part for a college coach on that is we're in the season at the same time. I mean, as a high school coach and a college coach, they're both in season almost at the same time.
And that's kind of what the video was.
Coach is not in the same season.
Yeah, and like I said, Coach Blugger, it's not 100% now that we do have those live periods for high school, and they're able to see these kids and maybe in a different role than their AAU teams. But majority of the times when college coaches are able to get out and see these kids, it's with their travel ball team.
Travel ball, yeah. But my question to you is the better question I thought I say would be: has high school coaches lost the networking connection with college coaches? Is that lost now? If that's not lost, then that's the plus for a high school coach. But has college coaches went away from is there still the networking connection? Or is the AU coaches getting those calls more so now? Who's getting those conversations more?
That's a great question, and I don't know. I can't answer that question because I built such a strong network because I did both, so I got those calls.
Yeah,
so
it'd be very tough for you.
Yeah, we need to talk to someone that don't do both. You either do one or the other to figure out.
You stay networking because you've been in it, but like in truthful, that's the question that should be asked compared to who should be getting what coach should do the skill development versus that. Because I mean, and honestly, the skill development for the player should not just be on the high school coach. They're looking at team development, right?
Yeah, too.
Trying to build for what's in the front of the jersey, not for one individual. So the skill development is up to the household and the kid, not even on the AAU part. The AAU part is building it's supposed to be building an elite team to compete against other elite players, so that when you showcase your skills, you see where you at versus those high level players.
But those type of games attract coaches to the court, and that is the job of the travel ball program.
Correct. But the skill development,
I think it mostly falls on the kid and the parent.
Exactly.
The high school coach still has to help with that development also.
Could a kid just do skill development all summer? Not just work on his game, work on his skills, just get better. Play with, just hear me out all the way, coach. Play with just specifically his high school team, and they just go to let's just say the only thing they do, they go, say if they're in Florida and they don't do both, they go to the Florida live period the first weekend and the Georgia live period the second weekend, and still had the same outcome.
It's
to Coach Blicker's point, now that you got live periods, do travel ball, I know July is big for travel ball, but you could have been in Georgia this weekend and walked away with double digit offers because of the number of coaches that was in, and they got a chance to see you 4 times. So I don't think me 4 times.
So Blicker kind of answered my question. The networking has went away from high school coaching and it came to the AAU level. So college coaches are talking more to AAU coaches than they're talking to high school coaches now.
And he kind of said,
this thing, Coach Billy D and Blicker, they're not normal because they do both. Coach Blicker is literally publicizing, promoting his kids on Twitter 50 times a day. Like whether it's January or June or October, he's always promoting his kids. So he is the network because he's continually he's made those connections with people.
What's the Twitter following, bro?
What's Coach Blicker Twitter following?
Yeah, like how many people?
I don't know his Twitter following. I just know how much he's putting stuff out because every time he posts something, I'm sharing it. My point is, so they're doing the promotions. What you were saying earlier, PG. So they probably wouldn't be the best people to answer it because they do both. So so if you take yourself out of it, Billy D, if you're not doing what you do, and Blicker not doing what he do, how would you answer the question? I guess that would be the thing.
I would say they're going to their travel ball coach. unless their high school coach is at one of those state power or national powerhouses. You know what I'm saying? Because when they see those kids, it's mostly with their travel ball coach or it's through their travel ball coach. They might not even know who their high school coach is. You know what I'm saying? So why am I gonna go through your high school coach? Eventually after I express interest in the kid and figure out what high school he goes to, they probably reach out to that particular high school coach. But
Do
a lot of
kids even communicate with their high school coach about who they're going to decide to play with anymore? Well, I've had coaches say they ain't even got no control over who the kid plays with. Like, there's no communication between an AAU coach and a high school coach.
I don't think they communicate. I don't think it used to be a time where the high school coach was in the process, in the
Exactly.
conversation. They in the room. Yeah, they're not in the room like that no more. I mean, if they are, that's a good point, Ms. Phillips. High school coaches not using the resources they do have. I do agree with that. Not enough anyway. But yeah, coach, PG, they not even in the room no more. Like, and what do you do if you say something? If your name is not about 5 names in the county, and you say something, you run a risk of the kid having a different address by the end of the phone call.
So my question to what you're posting.
Lying, coach. Come on now, if your last name ain't at least 5 people in this county, 5 probably, and I may be stretching it with 5, but I can say confident 5. If five of the coaches in the county say that, okay, but if the rest of them 20 or 30 we got said, man, please. So
Barnes,
yes, sir.
So my question to what Ms. Phillips asked said the coach is not really using the resources like the NCSA and NCAA for college recruiting to come see these athletes. So just to answer that question, and y'all give me your answer. You're a college coach, right? You're a Division II, high power Division II. Say you're a Division I coach in the NIL era. Your job is to get the best of the best to come to your school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
But your job also is to win, or you're out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Are you more focused on coming to see a high school kid and being last in the conference because you're not working on what needs to be worked on to continue to win at a high level? Or are you going to wait till the summertime when you got those time frames? Because during the season, you can't focus on Coach. Use Coach Blicker as an example. Coach Billy D, y'all too, because y'all two more do it. I can't focus on getting phone calls saying, "Hey, I need to come see this kid when I got to play Duke on Wednesday night." I'm gonna worry about coming to see a kid in a high school game or beating Duke.
It's tough in season. That's why
it's tough in season.
It is tough in season, but that's why when you start talking about high level D1, that's why the coaching staff is so large, right? And it's not only the coaching staff; they have their GAs, they have basketball operations, they have people in place and resources in place to make sure that they keep in contact with these kids. But I also know that they're subscribing to Barler TV and these other outlets where they don't have to go out. They can just sit up there and watch it online. I mean, Barnes do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's go to Florida High School, not Florida High School, NFHS network. Man, you see pretty much anybody in the country that you want to see.
That's how I'm able to see. That's how I'm able to watch so many games, because I just open my laptop up and see who playing. That's on NFHS network.
They can save through travel and everything now with technology. So if they're coming out to see you, it's intentional. You know what I'm saying? Because they got a vested interest in trying to make their program better. You high on that board in that list. You know what I'm saying? And me as a college coach, yes, the portal changes things like right now. And I would be in that game, but I would always try to have 1 or 2 high school kids just from a consistency standpoint. I still want to develop too. I don't want a constant roster turnover every year. I couldn't. That
I
would
don't think you can convince me as a college coach to come see a kid that I don't know about
no.
in the
That's
season.
not gonna happen.
So that's what I'm saying.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Me and you
Unless
connect.
it's
You're gonna
local.
tell me in the middle of the season I need to come see a kid
No.
that you say is a real deal. All right, I'll wait to see who he playing travel ball
Yeah,
with.
that's not gonna happen. You better off sending him a huddle link and asking him to watch the game.
Is exactly that's my point. To answer her question, like she's saying, high school coaches are not using their resources, but the resources are huddle and all that. Now you just can't convince a coach to stop what they're doing in the middle of the season to come see a kid that ain't being talked about. It just doesn't happen. That realistically, I don't see that happening anymore.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I don't think it's that the high school coaches don't, the college coaches don't want to do it. Send me film.
Send me film. Send me a link. Let me look them up online. You're right. You're right. Well, so June is ended as of tomorrow, and so the summer league is over. The team part usually of summer is June, and then July is when the kids kind of go with their AAU squads and go to these exposure events. So summer league ended up this past week on Wednesday, and so we always give our post top 10 teams based primarily off the summer league. As we finish the summer, and then obviously it changes in the fall with player movement and all that stuff. So from 10 to 1, PG screen already black. Sure that I'll be by myself in a minute, but summer league, like we talked about it being top heavy. So it honestly 10 teams in the summer, that was it was ambitious. Is that a word we can use? It was ambitious, but I'm gonna go from 10 to 1, okay? Based primarily off how they play in the summer league and their records. So 10 is brand new to the list and brand new to Polk County, Polk Christian. 9 is Lake Gibson. 8 would be McKeel.
Hold on, go back. Who? What are we doing? 10 what?
Well, traditionally we do the top 10, post top 10 after the summer league. And so we had to do we got to stay
First of
consistent.
all, man, who is Pope Christian?
Well, they went 4-2 in the summer league, coach of PG. They went 4-2, man. They beat some people, right? So
I knew it was coming. I thought it
was a glitch in the system.
Hey, man, they whoop some people, man. That's how I know it's school. They Pope Christian.
PG said it's a glitch in the matrix, coach.
Well, I try to say it real fast, but yeah, man, I got Pope Christian, Lake Gibson, McKeel is 8, Davenport 7, Lakeland 6, and then 5 is Discovery, 4 is Arvindale, 3 is Bartow, 2 Santa Fe, and 1 is Victory. Based primarily on summer league, and you know that summer league was kind of interesting this year because everybody, because of the new thing with the
hold on. Back to the Pope Christian. You mean to tell me they're better than 10 other teams? You gonna name Pope Christian as the top 10 team, bro?
Hey, Tuma, I actually watched them play, and
some people too, man.
They compete, and that's what Barnes has been saying, bro. Like the county is top heavy, man. Everybody else,
so they're better than Kathleen, Jenkins,
in that mediocre range, but they
Haines City.
We ain't seen Haines City. We don't know what Haines City has.
Haines City defense, they choose to play in Orange County because they feel like
Orange
County is better caliber of basketball, better competition. So we have not seen what Haines City has, sir.
It's the flip of a coin. It's the flip of a coin, PG. Any given night, they can beat one another.
No way they can beat those
now,
teams.
PG, we didn't. Now, I don't know if this is the first time in a while, but we didn't win. The Polk County team did not win the summer league, though. Because Semi Asola won the summer league. They beat Victor in the championship.
Yeah, I heard they put that sausage in victory.
Yeah, so they put that Jimmy Dean in them. So
Man, them
you know,
people couldn't miss though, man. When I say they couldn't miss, they was clicking on all cylinders.
so that's the best game of their life.
No, it probably is up there, but that team for Monday and Wednesday played their best basketball.
Okay, cause they had lost 2 games. They were like 4 and
But
2 or something. So yeah,
but we
they won.
talking
They had,
about let's talk about like going into the summer league, they might have had the highest rating at the end of last year.
Who,
and
Polk Christian?
No, Osceola, man, but you still on
Yeah.
that?
The hell he?
Hey, boy, just be ready for the inbox to be on fire.
What the hell he?
my bad. Go ahead, coach. My bad.
No, man, I can't even concentrate right now. But
Yes,
I feel it was a good team and they're well coached. The Polk Christian team is better than what you're giving them to. Like I said, I actually seen them play. But like I said, the county is down on Toomer. I've been saying that the county's down, so it's definitely opportunity for teams like that to come in and
I done
make statements.
I done ran out of my water, man, in my cup. Yeah, man, Pope Christian, they said they got something to say, man. They came to the league and they beat some people, man. But yeah, in the
Who
end,
all lost to them, man? Who all lost to them? Who was them 4 wins again?
Pope Christian, I have to look at the schedule, man. They beat some people though.
Need to
I
call
already
them
see the group
coaches.
chat gonna be good after this,
Pope PCP, man, Pope Christian Prep.
Yeah,
Hell,
y'all need to call them coaches. Who they beat? Let's get them.
yeah, look out, man. So anyway, man, shout out to our top 10. We'll post it tomorrow or Wednesday. We'll
You
post
gonna
it.
avoid my question, bro?
Sir, I'm
Who they
sorry.
beat? What 14 did they beat, bro? I
They
want to
beat.
know.
You want to go back? Have to
I'm
go
gonna
back
call the
to.
coaches.
Oh man, let's look it up. Coach, while I'm looking this up, since the league is over, and we always wait to the end of the league. I'm looking this information up. I'm in the research department right now, so we're in 2 hats. If you want to, we always had a high school showcase at halftime during the alumni tournament. And so we always do it based off primarily off kids from the summer league. And so we invite the kids, and we're going to invite kids this year, and hopefully they'll show up and play. If they're not able to show up and play, we'll kind of go from there. But we just want to give them a chance on that stage and that platform in the county to come out and show the county what the future looks like. So we came up with names from teams, and we'll post this on the page. But we want to kind of announce them on the show tonight. Then we're gonna talk a little alumni tournament, and then we'll be done with y'all for the night. So, Coach, while I'm still in the research department, if you want to kind of let know who we kind of invited, who are the invitees to the showcase and doing alumni.
All right, so Coach Barnes is the expert in like first and last names. So I apologize because I'm not gonna do that. But the invites that we have so far, and it's possible for other kids to be invited. This is based on summer league. From Santa Fe, it'd be Lane, Knox, and MacArthur. From Victory, Wilson, Fox, Stock, um, um, Miles, and what's the kid from Temple Prep name, Coach?
Fuller.
Fuller.
You said McCullough, the big man.
And yeah, and MJ. I wasn't finished. I just didn't know the kid from Tampa's name. And MJ McCullough. Discovery, Gunter, Vega, And what's the other kid name, Coach?
Zinkner, big kid, Zinkner.
Yeah. We got Lindsay from Arbondale, Aiden, and Ramirez from Bartow. Invitations goes out to Link, Crosley, Rattery, and Wallace. Kayleen, Kelly, Jules from Davenport, Hall from Winter Haven, Lakeland, Swanson, um, Tyson, and what's the
Van Sant, and then the young kid, the young money kid.
yes, those. And what's the kid name from McKeel, Coach?
I come back to him. I'm deep in research right now.
Like I said, it was a discussion today. We'll post all of them online with their first and last names, and there'll be more names.
And the Barry kid from Vanguard.
Yeah, the Barry kid from Vanguard, and we'll continue to update that list. But we definitely started a discussion, and we definitely want to extend the invite to those kids. We've had pretty good participation with those kids, and that game has actually been very exciting. So we're looking forward to continuing that.
So no kids from PCP.
And what we want to do, man, it's one name that we kind of left off. If it's Sam, I guess it's Sam, the young kid. Sam's from McKeel.
Willis kid.
That's the thing. And we go ahead, Coach.
I mean, is he at Zephyr Hills for sure, or is he at Lake Gibson? I mean, if he's at Lake Gibson, then for sure. I mean, this is Polk Hoops. That kid's, arguably one of the top kids in the county.
Then he played in Gainesville this weekend with
Arbondale.
With Arbondale? I mean Lake Gibson.
I mean Lake Gibson. My bad. Lake Gibson. Yeah, Lake Gibson. My bad. I ain't trying to start no.
I was gonna say that's breaking news.
Man, no, he played. Yeah, he was in Florida.
Yeah, if he still at Lake Gibson, that's definitely an invite to him. And like I said, this list's gonna be fluid, and we're gonna continue to update it as we continue to talk offline. And we wanted the big kid from Avon Park.
Chris Kelly.
About 5 of them kids, you might well say no to. They're not gonna play.
Yeah, I mean that's probably true, but we want to make sure that we extend the invite to them. Like I said, the list is going to be fluid, so it's going to be others get named and get invitations, and we will make sure that we contact your high school coach.
PG, I'm gonna text him.
Said he wasn't at Zephyr Hills this weekend, but he was with them in Arizona at 6 and 7, so it's still a question mark. Yeah, just text it to me, Barn.
I'm gonna text you the teams.
Yeah, right. Text it to me. I'm gonna call the coaches. How the hell? What the hell?
And so, Arizona apparently is a humongous live period. So he went out that one weekend and then come the other weekend. That's. Did you say the kid from? You said the kid from Davenport, right?
Yeah, Jules.
Jules, okay. So, I'm texting it now. So that is once again that game is usually the second night. So usually it'll be like Saturday. Kind of a little showcasing like around about 5-6 o'clock. And once again, we'll do the draft on here the week before the game. Team Washington team where they'll do the draft, and we heard you all last year. It was hard to know what schools the kids are from because they had on like the T-shirts. So this year we're gonna just let them wear their high school jerseys, so you can see if a kid from Lake Wales or Bartow or Santa Fe, you'll be able to see it because they'll have their stuff on. So we heard a lot of people like, where they from? Who is that? I can't tell where they from. They should just wear their own jerseys. So y'all said it. We listened to you. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do for you. All right. And so last we got is the alumni itself. We got the alumni tournament that'll be coming up very soon. The deadline, if you're registering a team, is this Friday, the 4th of July, holiday weekend. And right now we have 4 girls teams, 4 ladies, loaded bracket, and we have 6 boys teams. So we up to 6 teams. The rest of y'all, that's all right. Tuma, the research department has, you know how they be on them TV shows, how they have the people that click. By the time they get done with the sentence, they done gave you all this information. We ain't that up to date in the research department at Polk Hoops, but we just got you the information, sir, that you requested. So, and then on the boys side, we got Fort Meade, we got Tenor Rock, we got Frostproof, Ridge, Arbondale, and Bartow. So we up to 6 boy teams, 4 girl teams. What's y'all? And like I said, y'all got to Friday, and we've had a lot of teams that on the I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm not gonna say the team names and like embarrass them, I guess. But we got this how many teams that we still say that they coming in, they got us and work with them type stuff. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 possibles. Y'all spades players. We got 6 books.
Yeah, it needs to be 4.
Well, you out the game, you come up here and talk about 9 possible.
Yeah, we need to say we got 4 spots left.
So we got 9 possibles, and how many we taking?
4 spots. We got 4 spots left, man. We can't do no more than 14 total.
All
There's
right.
no way possible.
Well, only 3 days.
Yeah.
So y'all heard the conglomerate. Y'all heard the what y'all is the board. What they call it, the high ranking people, whoever they is. That's y'all heard them. 4 more spots. So y'all 9 possibles. Whoever jump first out them 4, y'all in. And if don't get caught on the outside like some of y'all did last year and was complaining and want us to open it back up and let us in, man. We good. We ready now.
$16.66. Jesus, $16.66. That's the war. That's what they fighting about.
That should be a commercial, man. Should be a commercial. Bartow already giving out procedures, policies and procedures. No parking on the grass. Get them right, Coach Austin.
You need to post that. You need to make a post that we only got 4 spots left.
I will make a post
for the boys division. We only got 4 teams left for the boys.
Give us 2 buys and
what happened to Lake Wells, man?
Bro, I talked to them today. They'll end up getting it, but
only 4 positions left.
Struggling with that $16.66.
They functional.
Oh my God. So once again, man, it is man, Coach Blicker, I'm sure you know the struggle because you always doing stuff, man. But you don't know the struggle dealing with grown men. Anyway, 4 slots remaining, man. The tournament, the alumni weekend is July 25th through the 27th. We would have been put a schedule out for y'all, but like I say, we got all these possibles. We trying to hey man, come on, man. People asking when y'all can put the schedule out. People asking for rosters and all that stuff. We can't do none of that stuff till we know who is going to participate. So hopefully your school, your city, your town, if they not already in, will get in this week. Like y'all heard the PG and the coach say, we taking the first 4 is the last 4. So
hopefully they got $16.66.
So hopefully it's the end of the month. A lot of people get paid tomorrow, especially us federal employees. We get paid, state employees, we get paid tomorrow. So, and if you got direct deposit, you already got it. Not trying to count your pockets, but if you're trying to be a part of it, then you got the next 4 is the last 4. And ladies, if anybody else, I saw Fort Meade ladies talking about they finna put a team in. So y'all got till Friday to put a team in. If y'all gonna do it, a lot of people in the comments say y'all just playing, y'all just want some clicks and likes. So, in any event, man, we excited to be able to do it again this year. We're at a new location. We're in Bartow High School this year. So y'all make sure we'll once we get the teams, we'll do the schedules, we'll do the rosters, and we'll have a good time, man. We'll like we always do. We have a good time. Y'all come out, y'all pull up, and y'all we just enjoy each other, man. Just basketball is the backdrop, and it's really about the family and the fellowship and the fun. So the whole weekend. So hopefully y'all will be a part of it. Or even if you're not playing, still pull up, like I say, and support and see some of your old superstars, see if they still got it, and just a good time, man. So all right, the last four, please make sure you get to us. Whoever first, that's what will be it. And if not, you'll be out. But that's all we got for this week, man. We don't have no more basketball. The NBA draft just happened. What y'all thought about the draft, and any thoughts real quick on um, anything about the draft other than major shout out to Bartow / Lake Wells alumni native Walt Clayton. If you was on the rock, Walt got drafted first round, pick 18. He's going out to Utah to Salt Lake. They already renamed it Walt Lake City. So congrats to Walt and his family and Bartow High School, Lake Wells High School. Everybody will have some hand in it. Coach, I know you very proud. I know the whole city of Lake Wells proud. So any other thoughts, reactions other than obviously if we don't have no other reaction, Walt, just to see Walt from where he came from. He started when we started and now he walking across the stage. So I know y'all was proud of Lake Wells, but I was proud just like I just couldn't stop smiling. So any thoughts y'all got on him and the draft overall before we jump off?
It's big for us, Coach. You know what I'm saying? It's big for the county for sure, but just the kid born and raised in Lake Wells. You know what I'm saying? Like people have, those that it's just something else being from here when they actually from here. You know what I'm saying? You see them grow up. You see him still have the pride and everything about where he's from. You know what I'm saying? And it's just different. You know what I'm saying? We probably had more in football than we have in basketball. So this is like really, really special for the city of Lake Wells. But it's special for all of us because like I said, we all had a hand into it. And what I have learned and this time I've been on this earth, we gotta learn to celebrate these wins. You know what I'm saying? We gotta learn to celebrate them. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for his family. I'm happy for his little girl. I'm happy for the city of Lake Wells. I'm happy for the city of Bartow.
Oh, I was just gonna say you're not gonna be happy for Bartow.
I'm happy for McGriff and his program and his coaches and what they've done for him.
Okay.
And I'm happy for Coach Hayes because Coach Hayes had a big part of that also when he was very, very young. And I wish the kid the continued success that he's had so far. You know what I'm saying? It's great for Utah because they got Ace Bailey too. I think they did if I had to give a first round grade, a highest grade, it would be them to get both of those type of kids. Only bad part is they're on the West Coast. They're gonna be playing really, really late at night. Yeah, I'm gonna have to record them games. You know what I'm saying? In order to keep up with them, but we definitely gonna keep up with them. But it's special, Coach. You know what I'm saying? When the last time we had a first rounder from Polk? Dominique Jones?
Tony Bradley.
Oh, Tony Bradley. I forgot about him. Yeah, Tony Bradley. So we still.
But that's the dope thing. Like somebody just pushed you. Y'all, Lake Wells had 3 first round, well 4, because Glenn Baker was the first rounder too, right?
Glenn Baker. Yeah.
Yeah. So that says big about the basketball culture in Lake Wells, man. So you got Glenn Baker, Mara Stoudemire, Dominique Jones, and Walter Clayton. Bartow got Tony Bradley and Walter Clayton. Y'all got to cut them in half.
Yeah, we got to cut them.
What about McGriff, man? Them coach 2 guys from Bartow, not by way of Bartow, but from Bartow to the league, bro. First round draft pick. That's crazy.
Hey, if you're a guard right now,
come on, man. It ain't even a conversation.
Is it hard to not sell Bartow program?
it ain't even a sale at this point. Look, man, you just turn on the TV. Like this dude was just cutting down nets. The most valuable player, the first team All American, and you can tell the respect and the relationship they got. They was there for all of it, from the March Madness to the draft. The
Yeah.
man, the kid had them at all his stuff, man. That ain't no accident. So it's like
And McGriff coached him the same exact way he coached in his kid. He didn't have to
same
change
way,
it when
bro.
he coached. Like, you
Same
know,
way.
And that's the thing, and people keep saying that, man. Great players are not going to shy away from that. You know what I'm saying? They're going to accept, discipline and in coaching.
I mean, we talked about it in the past. Like, if Walt wasn't coming to class, McGriff wasn't playing him. He
Yeah.
just did everything the right way. Like, Walt wasn't missing stuff. He just sat him. So he taught him how to be a man. He helped teach him how to be a man. Glad he was able to be there and share all that with him, man. I told you, I don't know if it was Barnes. I told somebody that we need to keep that recording of Walt coming on the show. The first time we talked about him when he transferred to that last recording when he actually came on the show, got done with his workout and came on the show. You know what I'm saying? Those are moments of history for us because we started all this on that journey when he was the kid that made us have a good topic to talk about outside of the rankings.
They was questioning how y'all had him at number one. Who is him? Have y'all seen him play?
Man, I got kicked. Hey, I got hated on in the Auburn gym when I had Walt ranked number one. I went to the summer league game.
I said, have you seen him play? That's the question. Don't question people running up on you. So then, and he remembered. I don't know if y'all heard him say that on the show. Like, yeah, I remember when they was. I wonder they saying that now. He said he got he threw a little. Somebody called him straight on that one, but
you know what though? He's always played with that chip on his shoulder because not only was he slighted by people here, but he was slighted everywhere else because he wasn't. I don't think he got the respect and the notoriety he had when he was playing that travel ball.
Remember we had that All-Star game at that T-Mac tournament? I had all those kids play.
Mm-hmm.
I came back and told you, I said, man, it's Walter Clayton, and then number 10 would be whoever y'all want to name. He was 10 times better than every kid that was on that court that day.
You know what I'm saying? Because I remember him playing with the Night Riders, bro. He wasn't getting the buzz that he felt that he should have. And I sat down and talked to him like, Walt, you like, for one, you gotta take care of your body because he wasn't in shape at that time. You know what I'm saying? And I seen that kid transform into a monster, coach. He transformed into a monster.
Yeah.
He really put a chip on his shoulder, and that's how he's playing right now. He's going to continue to take that to Utah. I think he still feels slighted that he went 18. I thought he should have won in the lottery, if you ask me. I thought he played his way in the lottery from what I seen in the NCAA tournament. And NBA draft on potential. Like, man, I got film on this kid hitting big shots.
They draft on credential. I saw something. I saw two things about that. I saw where I don't know if y'all saw the graphic.
I got another call. I'll get up with y'all.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw the graphic where they said that it was no one and dones got drafted in the second round. None. So the first round is all about potential. Second round is about production, which is totally backwards. And so the fact that Walt got drafted like he did shows a testament because they don't draft 4-year guys. You know what I'm saying? They don't draft them. That what the guy that scored the most points in the league just signed a 2-way thing with the Lakers. Didn't even get drafted, but the comparison the dude made was the kid from Arizona averaged 6 points, four rebounds a game, and went 14. And this guy led the nation in scoring. And he got size, the kid from one of them Big East schools. So the fact that he put himself in position to go first round and do that when the league is not even set up for 4-year guys is another testament to it. So it was a very, very great draft for me. One of the most enjoyable ones in recent memory. And I'm starting to see it's not loading up with international kids like it used to be. Like, it'd be top 10 kids be guys from overseas you don't even know about. So you start to see kids from college that's getting that chance. So I'm happy for that. But Walt he should be an inspiration, not just for Bartow kids, but any kid that he came from where I came from, and we saw him do it. He came from where we came from. I saw him do it. So if he can do it, why can't I? That's like literal motivation. It's not like somebody you see on TV screen. It's somebody you saw yourself come from Polk County and make it. So hopefully his story and his work ethic and how he went about doing it will inspire a lot of these other kids that could have that chance and that opportunity if they just put the work and put it all together. So once again, shout out to Walt, man, and we're very proud of it, just like everybody else is. And I know that the summer league starting next month. They already got it made. I saw they got it made for TV event with Cooper Flag versus versus Bronny James. So they already done lined it up, but NBA don't even play. So next month he'll start with the summer league, and so we excited. We're excited for Walden and what's to come. So all right, man. Well, that's all we got for tonight, man. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. We will post post summer top 10. And we'll post the 14s left. 14s left, who are the first 4 for the alumni. We'll have 10 men teams. We'll have 4 ladies teams, and we'll post the high school showcase. Invite people tomorrow also, and for the young men, hopefully they'll come and showcase their skill and their ability. So
again, that list is fluid. So please check that. We'll continue to, add as we go on.
And we'll post it on the page, and we'll also send it to the coaches just so they'll be aware of it. So, all right, man. So appreciate y'all rocking with us once again. We do not take it for granted. Appreciate all your support. Shout out to the Summer League. Once again, a very successful year. Thank y'all for taking care of Florida Southern, Arbondale Rec, Arbondale High School, and Lake Region High School. And shout out to Coach E and Coach Shake for opening their gyms up to help us out as well. And Coach McGrill for being the commissioner and putting it all together. And for the teams for coming out and participating, for the fans for y'all coming supporting. Everything works together. That's what makes us who we are. That's why we family. That's why it's no other summer league like ours. There's no other county like ours in the state. So appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. Y'all be safe this week. Happy 4th to you all. Y'all be safe. Have a good time. Have you some fireworks, some food, and some fun. And the next time, Polk Hoops, we out. Thank y'all for everything.